one of the things about the ELICOS sector is it's so unpredictable. So who knows where we'll be in 5 years' time. But I actually think that the learnings, especially from COVID, we'll see it grow and flourish, but that we'll be doing things differently. Virtual delivery has changed the way that we teach and learn, and our students learn. And so I see that there's going to be opportunities for it to grow in different ways. I really feel that the foundations for this really strong connections with government and our regulators, as well as the international audience, can only be strengthened. English Australia has cemented its position globally as a leader, and as a result of that, ELICOS will continue to lead and pave the way for new initiatives. So I feel really optimistic that there's no turning back and that the future will be a bright one for colleges, our sector, innovation, and as a result of that, a positive impact on our students.
English Australia worked closely with government to develop a framework to ensure we could better manage both English colleges and their students into the future. And really that framework has stood the test of time. It's essentially been in place now for close to 40 years, managed by English Australia, who have played a leading role in helping grow Australia's international education industry, one of our biggest export industries, and indeed from a services perspective, our very biggest export industry. And so English Australia should be very proud of what it's achieved.
I think that we're going to continue to see a general reduction in low levels of general English and English for general academic purposes. We're going to see more ESAP, English for specific academic purposes, an increase in discipline-specific support, more in-sessional rather than pre-sessional English language teaching, more offshore and in-country than in Australia potentially. I think we're going to see an increase in English as a medium of instruction, or EMI, globally, and that's going to impact our work. I also think we're going to see a move away from models where native speaker norms are the dominant paradigm. Native speakerism is no longer the dominant paradigm, actually. There's much more acceptance, as there should be, for non-native speakers. There's going to be a move towards more ethical EAP. And I think we're going to have to move towards more collaboration and more assimilation, less assimilation to the standard native speaker English norm, and more towards the non-native speaker, if we're even going to use that term. There's going to be more acceptance of multilingualism and more understanding of plurilingualism, and therefore the advantages of translanguaging in our work.
I don't think you'll ever see the end of English language as an important part of the education journey, but I think the days of thousands of students coming in to study general English for 24 to 48 weeks is probably numbered, and the days are rapidly running out where you'll see that type of business.
I think the sector as a whole will be all right, but there will be some individual college closures as the sector deals with recovery from the last 3 years, as well as changes in government policies and international student flows.
The conference in Australia is a teaching and learning conference. That's where the basis is, and that's what our industry is about at the end of the day. It's about teaching and learning. And the conference, as a part of that, we obviously have areas around management, other parts of what we do in our schools. And that's where we engage a lot with government through there as well. But we have a really strong conference based around what our core value of our industry is, which is teaching and learning. I think that's a real strength. And ultimately, we are such a collegial industry. At the end of the day, we're all competitors. We're after students to come to our schools, but there's a really great understanding, which has just grown over the years, about how do people work together, essentially how do competitors work together to ensure we have a really strong industry. And a strong industry at the end of the day is good for all of us as businesses, but also really good for the quality of what we do. And ultimately, it ensures that we have the best outcomes for the students that come and study with us.
Technology, of course, it will always be important, but I see it more as a support and a supplement, because over the years I've read literally hundreds of feedbacks from our students, and the most frequent comment easily has got nothing to do with learning English. It's about making friends, learning about different cultures, understanding international stuff, getting a broader mind, finding a girlfriend or a boyfriend. So that's not going to change. That's human nature. That will stay the same. Hope it does. And well, the other thing for 5 years' time, I hope I'm still here, but not too sure about that at all.